Drops back, looks to slant pass to number 9, completion. And Ashley Best, the receiver there on the slant pass with a good gain. Works upfield, brings up a first down now for the Pirates. No flags on the field.
Dave Ward there doing a good job of recognising the blitz early and getting rid of the ball quickly and hitting his receiver on that slant.
Exactly, yes. They've got a bit of room there to run that slant, so they might come back to that again down the track. So the old slant pass is one of the first passes you learn in football, and it just shows how effective it can be even at this level. We're talking about Division 1 championship. Ward with the handoff, number 81, the ball carrier there, making ground up the middle. Super run there by 81 for the Pirates.
It looks like he might have got enough for a first. Gain of about 12 yards for another
So it
first
looked like
down.
a little counter play there to 81, the running back for the Pirates. Just looking through the vast roster here to see if we can find his name. And in fact, his name is Albert Bernard. Dave Ward now under centre. Once again, handoff this time to 44 up the middle. Good driving maul, carries the ball forward for a gain of a couple of yards.
Offensive line did a good job of bending back the defensive line on that play, which gave him a 3 or 4 yard gain.
So Shamoon. Rain and Shamoon there carrying the ball up the middle. Good solid run. Good blocking by the offensive line, running straight at the defenders. So this could well be one of the secrets to the game today, to the running game for the Pirates.
I definitely think they need to be in with a chance. They need to be able to get their offensive line pushing the defensive line backwards. If they can get 5 yards to carry, they'll have a pretty good day.
So Ward under centre. Once again, a handoff to 81 up the middle, making great yards there. They're just driving these lines back off the ball. So once again, Bernard, the ball carrier. A super effort there, carrying runners with him, carrying blockers, carrying tacklers, carrying the world with him there.
Well, he's a big boy. I can understand why he could carry all those people.
So it seems to be attack straight into the teeth of the Lions. Seems to be the game plan for the Pirates here. Because everyone knows the Lions have got quite speedy secondary, and their linebacking core is quite quick, able to cover from sideline to sideline. So this could be a good thing here. Motion there by the offense. Once again, a handoff up the middle. However, 70 there for Sydney University is equal to the task.
Good
He
play
wasn't
there
fooled
by
by
the outside
anything.
linebacker.
Wasn't fooled by any of it. Just came up and made a great tackle, held his ground. Of course, it helps when no one blocks you.
I think that will be the key to their defense. If they can have nobody blocking them all day, they'll definitely have a good day.
But the Pirates looking good here. They're looking like they've found some of the answers to their earlier woes, and they're starting to move the ball here. Running a good power game here. So Hansen, Nikolai Hansen, the tackler on that play. Ward drops back to pass. It's a fade route into the corner, and it's a completion.
Oh,
Touchdown, Pirates.
No, he was out.
They called it out of bounds.
One referee called touchdown, of course. I think he might have just seen something up in the air and threw his hands up in the air to try to maybe
That
catch
happens sometimes.
catch
Maybe
a
he was
fly or
saying
something.
it's
but,
this far out of bounds. Maybe that's what he was trying to say.
But his feet weren't in. You only need 1 foot inbound, of course, in NCAA rules. But he couldn't manage to bring that other
He
foot
didn't
down.
have any. Yeah, that's unfortunate because that was a good play. Just a little too far to one side. So we'll see what the Pirates come up with here. So once
Third and
again,
goal
they're
from the
threatening.
11. It's there's not many plays in the old playbook for 3rd and goal from the 11.
But I'm sure the Pirates have got one. Oh, slant play inside.
They
this
went back
time.
to that slant again.
Went to the slant. That's what they're giving them. So, yeah, Dave Ward, he's an old, he's
an old
not
hat.
old. I won't say he's old.
He's an old hat at this.
He's a mature quarterback who's been around for a few years. And
his first go round.
he might see some things that other people don't see. Because he's been around the block. And he's doing a great job here, leading his team down and threatening here. So,
Doing a good job. Interesting.
number 10 for the West Sydney Pirates returning here, Jared Clark. Jared Clark waiting with his heels on about the 10-yard line. The punt sails up. It seems there will be no return on this punt. So the Lions looking to work their way down, and Anthony Sinton there downing the ball a couple of yards out from the Pirates goal line.
Looked like a pretty good punt. They got some good field position out of that, so it'll be interesting to see again whether or not the Pirates go back to that heavy running game that they showed in that first drive.
Exactly. So, of course, you know, as a coach, sometimes your thinking changes when you're in a goal line situation like this. And I always remember the famous words of a coach, can't remember his name, but he said, one of us is going to score in this situation, and he tends to go with the maximum protection and just air it out, run a fade to one of his receivers. We'll see if that's what the Pirates have in mind.
Just been told by our technical people that we were off air for about a minute there, so probably
we
good news for you
apologise
guys. Didn't have to listen to a minute of us, but we apologise. And viewers are coming back, so things are good.
We apologise for that one. I think it's something to do with the storms that also held up that helicopter.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, Nick Olive made a tackle on that play. So the Pirates are electing to run out of that situation.
So going to the ground again, and obviously it's worked from up and down the field so far today, so stick with what works, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, you know, in this situation, coaches, like I was saying earlier, tend to change the way their philosophy a little bit when they're on their own goal line. Little pitch play there to 81, ball carrier. 81, the ball carrier. He's been running and carrying the ball all day. He's doing a great job too. And that's Bernard, of course. So it brings up second down. Second down and about 4. Actually, it's third down, is it? Bit hard to see.
Yeah, it's a big one though. Third down we are. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Although I think it's a short 5, yeah?
Let's say 4.
I don't think it's imperial. I think it's a metric 5. Ward under centre there. Surveys the defence. Draw play. Sydney Uni equals to that one by the look of things. They're all pushing the pile though. This could be a good play. Could be a good play for the Pirates.
Great second effort by the Pirates. They might have got enough for the first down based on that second effort.
44 the ball carry there for the Pirates. Okay, it's Ranan Shamoon. Ranan Shamoon. Ranan Shamoon. And in fact, not quite enough now. Not quite enough for first down, so it's 4th and about a yard or so. So a high punt, and it's returned there by the running back. Brought down rather quickly though. 35 the running back, the ball carrier there for Sydney Uni. Gain of about 3 yards on the play, so Brandon Osley. Brandon Osley was the ball carrier there. Tackled by number 82 there for the Pirates. So a little gain there, however, brings up first down and 10 at about midfield now for the Lions. They look to threaten again.
The Lions went 3 and out on their last drive. It'll be we'll see how they adjust to run things on this drive.
They've lined up with the trips formation, and the flags fly. So there was obviously probably a flag on the offense, I'd say. Normally they blow the whistle early when it's an offensive flag.
My guess would be
false start.
False start.
False start.
So there'll be a false
It'll be
start.
5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And in fact it is.
So we're still first down. So anything again for new people that are watching the game for the first
so
time?
people watching for the first time, if you say first down, it sort of means first tackle if you were to put it in rugby league terms. So in rugby league terms, this would be our first tackle. The only difference is that in American football, you need to make 10 yards to gain another first down. And you get 4 chances. So nice little play action pass there on a slant play to number 35. 35 is Ayun. No, it's not. It's Orsley. Orsley on the reception. So Dorney right on the money there. Hand off up the middle again. Watson on the carry.
Fighting for every yard. I think the fact that Watson's been doing so well on those handoffs has opened up the play action where Dorney can give that look like they're going to run the ball and then pass downfield.
Exactly. Suck the linebackers up with a little play action. So opens up that little slant, a little corridor there between the safety and the corner.
That was a first down. They got just enough for the first down on that with the second effort by Watson.
So after that quick fire start by the Lions, the Pirates have picked up their game here, and they're doing a good job now. Doing a good job. Negated Watson on that play.
Yeah, that looked like a probably back to the line of scrimmage. So
yeah, possibly second down and yard or whatever. Yard or so. No, hardly any gain. In fact, you're right.
I've probably got a better angle than you.
And a younger eye. So once again, the Lions are showing trips. Play action again. They went to that same play where they're trying to throw to the backside receiver on a slant away from the trips, which is interesting.
Look like the linebackers learned their lesson from the last play action and drop back into coverage there.
Yeah, take away the window. So the game plan appears to be give the trips look and then attack to the backside. Hope that the Pirates...
Yeah, hopefully they'll pick up a one-on-one on that backside and be able to use the athleticism of the receiver to hopefully make a play.
A little screen play here. In the words of John Gruden, if I never see another screen play again, I'll be happy, and I have to agree because
they're ruining the game. That and free agents.
Yeah, they're incomplete. Gain of a yard.
It has been a slow start, I think, by Sydney Uni standards for Dorney. I think he's, again, after a couple of weeks out, probably still trying to find his feet, trying to get the rhythm of the offense back. So
exactly. I mean, it's not a game you can just come into. As with most sports, if you have a couple of weeks off, it's going to have an effect, especially on the timing of some of these plays. So fake punt, in fact a pass there, and it's complete. So Sydney Uni gambling there on the fourth down play. However, flags
very
fly.
Interesting to see where the spot is here because it looks like it might have been close to just being short.
It might be short of it. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But there are a lot of flags flying as well. So somebody out there has done something they shouldn't have.
I think around that field we could be looking at a face mask, something like that, normally around where the tackle happens.
Yeah, it's yeah.
The crew, of course, up from the ACT, or is it down from the ACT, whichever it is?
Out
from the ACT.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our officials too for coming along here and providing.
They probably had to fight through that same storm.
They did actually.
Our commentator couldn't get.
They were lucky. They came in last night and stayed at the Hilton.
Well, whenever you're reffing, you want to acclimatise.
They put up all their referees these days. So
you definitely want to acclimatise before you run around on the field reffing.
So if you're out there in TV land or what are we, webland or something?
Intra-webland.
Yep. If you're out there and you're interested in playing American football, or gridiron as we call it here in Australia, do you know why they call it gridiron?
The field used to be painted with a grid, and they used to smash each other in the head with iron bars, I think.
Yeah, well, not quite that, but it's an Australian term. When we say gridiron to the Americans, they don't know what we're talking about.
Face mask
because that's what they call the field.
It'll be half the distance on the end of the run, and an automatic first down.
Okay, so there is a penalty.
A face mask.
It
always seems to be. Whenever you see a flag down near the ball carrier, it's usually something like a face mask.
Yeah, so that'll be half the distance to the goal. So once you get to a point where a 15-yard penalty is more than half the distance to the goal, they use half the distance to the goal as their measurement on these sort of penalties. So 15-yard is probably the worst penalty you can get. So it's a face mask or a personal foul.
Yeah, I'll explain that quickly. The face mask, you're not allowed to tackle the player and bring him down by the face mask. It's the one part of the body you can't actually grab onto. Well, part of the equipment you can't actually grab onto.
Yeah, and it happens quite often by accident. Guys are reaching out to make a tackle and, they just accidentally grab face masks. So there used to be a different penalty back in the day where we had incidental face mask contact.
Yeah, where you accidentally grab them.
I think they can now, haven't they? And it's
now
it's
it's always 15. If the neck moves, I think past... I was going to say 90 degrees, but I don't think it's 90 degrees. That's when your head falls off. No, I think if your head gets turned sideways, that's
yeah, if it comes off, you definitely got to take a play off of it.
If your head comes off, it's definitely 15 yards.
Definitely take a play off.
Is we have two live ball fouls.
Oh, hold on.
We have an ineligible man downfield on the offense. We have a personal foul, face mask on the defense. Those penalties will offset, and we will play 4th down.
Oh, they're going to replay 4th down.
There you go.
Well, that's bizarre. But anyway, we had offsetting penalties there, which means that one negated the other. So they're going to replay 4th down. So, in fact, they had an ineligible receiver downfield, which means, you know, the guys that play on the O-line from tackle inwards.
Explain, isn't it?
It is, but offensive linemen are not allowed downfield. So only certain people are eligible to catch the ball. That's the people on the line of scrimmage, on the outside, on the line, the most outside men, and anyone in the backfield. So if one of those big fellas on the O-line runs downfield on a pass play, it's a penalty.
I think Uni will probably punt this time.
Pause and punt by the look of it is the looks like Anthony Sinton down there to down the ball, and will just be a couple of yards out.
He's been down there all day.
Well, Anthony Sinton is another guy. You know, he played on the 1999 World Cup.
Another old veteran.
Sorry,
another old head.
No, he didn't play. He played 2000.
2000.
Yeah, my bad. He played in the 2000 tour of the USA. The Wolfpack tour, Wolverines, or I think they're called something like Colts.
It changed. Oh, that's the end of the quarter.
You say, end of the quarter. So we'll see the teams change end here. So we can really bore you with some great facts here now. So in 2000, Anthony Sinton, 42 for Sydney University, along with a couple of the other players.
I'm not sure if Fady's out there.
A couple of those guys played on that tour, and we went to the USA, played in Texas, in the heart of football country. And all those guys that went on that tour have really put back into the sport since 2000 and come back, and they've either been coaches or players or admin people. They put a lot back into the sport, so hats off to those guys. They were all 19 and under when they went over to the USA. Also, Pete Upham, actually one of the officials out there was on that as a player, was on that tour as well. Pete Upham, of course, from the Southern Seahawks.
And of course, you know about it because you were there.
I was there. It's like I've been in everything that's happened. But anyway, it's been awesome, actually. Don't forget, folks, if New South Wales Gridiron. What's their website, Pete?
Go on Facebook. Sort of go on Facebook. Look up Gridiron New South Wales.
Yep, Gridiron New South Wales.
Or the tweets. Get on the tweeters.
Yeah, look to find a team in your area if you want to play, or wherever you're watching around the world. We've got friends everywhere. So
Snapbook. So we're just starting the second quarter.
Just starting the second quarter.
Again, we're in that situation where the Pirates are right on their line. If they get tackled in their end zone, it counts as 2 points to the other team. So.
That looks like a pitch play to 44, the ball carrier there, running off the edge. Good tackle, flag flies though, so once again we've got a penalty on the play.
Maybe we shouldn't have brought them down for the ACT. They're going to slow the game down like this. No,
well, they got to call them if they see it, especially at the point of attack.
It's the big stage. They definitely need to make all the calls.
Exactly. You know, players need to get it right in this game. So the officials. We'll see what the head man says here.
He's having a chat to Sydney Uni, so it makes me think it's going to be on the Pirates.
Legal block on the offense. Okay. Chop block. It'll be half the distance to the goal. Okay, replay first down.
Block, I think. By the look of it.
Chop block, so it'll be half distance to the goal line, which will probably be about 1.5 yards at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's.
If you're going to chop, and I'm not at all recommending that anybody do, but if you're going to on your 3 yard line, it's probably the best place.
Not a good place to do it.
You're only going to give up 1.5 yards.
But yeah, sometimes it happens by accident. You know, guys engage with a defender, and then another guy comes in and.
So yeah, that's what a chop block is, when somebody has contact with somebody up high and somebody else comes in underneath to take that.
Yeah, exactly. And the defenseless player gets chopped. So that's strictly against the rules. So the Pirates really backed up here. Hand off, dive, play up the middle. Oh, he busts a couple of tackles there, 81. Once again, the ball carrier there. So Bernard.
He's been doing good things all day, Bernard. They've been giving him the ball. He's been fighting for extra yards, which is a big bonus when you're a running back and you can.
It is, and he's surprisingly agile for a tall man because he's very tall.
He's tall for running back. Normally your running backs tend to be a little
shorter.
I guess shorter, a little more stout, closer to the ground. So
Gravity, yeah, they can make
cutting
those
and
cuts,
doing all those things.
jump cuts, all those sort of things.
Oh, another whistle.
Good.
I think there's some confusion over what down it is. It's second down. I believe the down marker said third.
So maybe they use different numbers.
True. In Canberra, maybe they have.
Roman numerals, maybe.
Oh,
almost
dropped
an intercept there. Unlucky. Almost an intercept there by the right cornerback there for Sydney University.
Definitely one of the hardest throws in the game to make, that thrown to the backside, because your body's not used to throwing all the way across your body like that. And it's also very dangerous, because if it gets intercepted, it normally goes all the way
Quite
back.
often you're unsighted as a quarterback because it's, like you say, it's the backside for a right-handed quarterback.
So it's all about timing. Usually you run that play 1,000 times to make sure that the receiver's going to be where you hope he's going to be.
So big play here for the Pirates. It's 3rd and about 5.
They've gone back to their powerhouse, Bernard again. But this time, Sydney Uni up to the task.
Yeah, they bought the house that time. Liam Irby making the tackle there for Sydney University. Brings up a 4th down situation, and I would imagine Coach would be looking to punt. Coach Ian Taylor, of course, is the head coach here at the Western Sydney Pirates. Has been in the game for a while, for many years. A revered coach, very experienced coach. Looking to win his first Waratah Bowl.
We had some substitution problems there from Sydney Uni, I believe, so I think they might have called a timeout.
Okay, so
there's too
timeout
many
for
people
Sydney
on the field.
University. It gives us the opportunity to talk more. How good's that?
Yeah. Good.
Actually, the head coach too, also for the Sydney University team, Andrew Ogborn, has been in the game since 1984. So he's a stalwart of the game. He went away from the game for a little bit, and he's come back again, thankfully, to bring back his knowledge and experience. And he's leading his team here to possibly their 11th Waratah Bowl. So, he's been around a long time. He knows the game very well. And as does Coach Taylor. So really, there's a lot of experience in the coaches here.
Two of the older statesmen in terms of coaches out there.
Have you played under any of these coaches?
I don't think I've been good enough, to be honest.
Yeah, that happened to me too. But
I'm
no,
just trying to think. No, I don't. I might have played many moons ago with Coach Ogborn on a Wolfpack team.
I know I've played against them.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
That was before there was electricity there. That's a long time ago. Okay, fourth down play.
They run the fake here like Sydney Uni did?
I don't think so.
Very close to a block there, but good punt.
Close to good punt in the end, and carries is not returnable. Out at about the 40-yard line, so quite a good punt across halfway there. So it'll be 1st down and 10 now for Sydney University on their side at around about the 40-yard line. We're hoping to get Tiffany Bosco over to interview her later on.
Yeah, the winning coach from the Opal Bowl that was on earlier.
Yeah, the Opal Bowl was played earlier between UTS and Newcastle, and fantastic to see Newcastle Cobras in the grand final in just the second year, right?
Yes.
Second year of ladies, should I say women's gridiron. So fantastic achievement there by the Newcastle side.
They've shifted our quarterbacks.
So quarterback keep up the middle. Interesting.
They've brought their, I guess, more athletic
quarterback in. Yeah. So it's Darcy, I think it is.
Yeah, Sam Darcy.
Sam Darcy, of course, he's come through the Australian under-19 squad as well. Did a tour of American Samoa, and so he can cop a hit.
It's you definitely learn how to take a hit playing in the old Samoa Bowl.
All you guys listening out there that have been on those tours to American Samoa know what I mean.
Again, another play action. They've taken a shot downfield.
Oh, receiver, great catch.
Great catch.
Great concentration.
It was pretty good coverage, really. And
it was great coverage, yeah. That just took a fantastic
job.
catch there by number 35, Osley, again. The wide receiver on that play, reaching up over the top of the cornerback there.
He's had a couple of catches today. He seems like him and Dorney seem to be in sync. He seems to be the go-to guy.
Yeah, that was a very good catch because it was good coverage. So first down and 10 now for Sydney Uni as they threaten. He drops back to pass again, Darcy, and just out of the hands of the intended receiver there, number 84 for Sydney Uni in the corner of the end zone. Little jumper out there.
I believe there was a offside on the defence, so they free play. Normally when the defensive line jumps offside as an offence, it means you have a free play because you know it's going to go forward 5 yards. So you tend to throw it up in the end zone, and if you catch it, it's good. If not,
I have offsides. Defense number 97. It'll be 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Okay, so we had an offside. So we just have just looking back at that play again, the replay of that pass play.
Again, great coverage. That's more or less where you want your corner to be.
Exactly. You want the corner's hips
catch.
connected to the receiver's hips, and he played that well. The only thing he probably could have done was maybe boxed out a little, turn back. Early whistle on this play, so could be an offensive penalty of some kind.
False start, I'm guessing.
Yes, that was a great catch there.
Maybe the ball was lined up in the wrong spot.
I had offsides on the offense.
Offsides on the offense.
Zone. It'll be 5-yard penalty. Remains first
down. So he's
down.
lined up in the neutral zone, by the way.
Offensive player lined up in the neutral.
Okay, trying to get a jump start. That's fair enough. Yeah, get a step ahead of the other guys.
That negates the false start from the encroachment from the defence, and we're back at 1st and 10. It's like the last minute didn't happen.
Oh, quarterback keep there by Darcy. However, the defence equal to the task there. Good job by the outside linebacker.
Yeah, very good job staying at home. There's that read option again where the quarterback decides whether or not he's going to hand off to the running back or keep it himself, and he chose to keep it on that one, and unfortunately
equal to
couldn't
the
get
task
the edge.
on that one. So I wonder if Dorney is injured. So a tackle there by Jared Clark. I wonder if Dorney's injured or whether they just want to change of pace by bringing in the other quarterback.
Well, they've been switching this drive with between Dorney and Darcy. So I think Darcy's more of the read option guy.
He is. He's definitely the running quarterback. And then another option play
there.
Equal to the task there that time. Great job there by the outside and inside linebacker on that play.
You know, I'm not an option quarterback. It's never really been my strong suit, but I probably would have pitched on that one. I think that.
I think so. Let the running back get belted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's self-preservation is key to being a good quarterback.
Well, you know, option for football, of course. Option on the offense means the defense has to play responsibility football, but they got the big back in now. So. Watson, so I wonder what they'll do here.
Yeah, they've gone away from the inside run a little bit. So
pass play, so
they're
giving that run look, but then Darcy's going to look to set up and throw. So this isn't his ideal spot to be in. I mean, he's a good runner, but I don't think he likes to be trying to throw on the run too much. So we've got another flag. This is probably a little extracurricular activity. Somebody's done something they shouldn't have. I think this will probably be on the Pirates.
I think Dorney did a good job there, extending the play, getting out of the pocket, but it was pretty good coverage by the Pirates.
Great job by the Pirates there, just hamming him in, not giving him any options.
On the play, both of them are live. I have a chop block on the offense.
Oh, a chop block on the offense.
Face mask on the defense.
Face mask on the defense. Everybody's getting in
on.
it.
Replay 3rd down.
So they're going to share it around. Well, look at
Here we go. So more offsetting penalties, and we're probably in the same position we're in.
Shared around.
Yeah, everyone gets, and you get a penalty.
You want one? No problem. We better be careful, or we'll get one too. So that was offsetting penalties, which means I'll replay the down. So the game really is poised here on a.
We got Dorney splitting out at wide receiver here, so he's lined up a receiver on the left.
Bit of trickeration here by the Lions.
Action.
And we've got the fullback going in motion to the right, and the quarterback keeps the ball, runs up the middle, and scores by the look of it. Do we have a signal? Yes, we do. Touchdown. So a good deceptive play there.
There is some extra whistles. I'm thinking maybe they might call because you can't leave your feet to go into the end zone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a NCAA rule where you can't dive over the goal line. So, we'll see what they say. They might.
That was half the most spectacular plays in football.
I think they're talking to the offense though, so they're going to wave it off.
Eric Dickerson.
Touchdown is good.
So it's a touchdown.
After the play, have a dead ball foul. Personal foul, number 33 on the defense with the late.
So we have a personal
that
foul on the
penalty will be
defense.
assessed on the kickoff.
It'll be assessed on the kickoff.
It'll be
so.
assessed on the kickoff. Normally what that means is somebody said something about someone's mother or whatever after they scored.
Yeah.
You know, and they're sort of
So
not
they,
happy.
so they have to march forward 15 yards on the kickoff.
Yeah.
So rather than giving it to them here on the extra point, they'll do it on the kickoff. So
Right,
that,
because it's more advantageous.
more advantage to the team that had the foul committed.
So once again, we've got the fullback in motion. So
to that option again.
yeah, I think did they get in this time? No, it's hard to see. I don't think you see a
There's a
signal
bit of
just yet.
cheering.
Some people are saying yeah, and some people are saying nothing.
No, we didn't get a signal. Well,
We're not sure whether that extra point, whether that conversion was good. However, see the officials are writing something down. So that or they put in a pizza order
it could be
for the after the
could
game.
be there.
So the 2-point conversion was good. Okay, we'll have a look at the replay here. At the magic of television.
So here's that option again where the
Yeah.
quarterback isolates number 80 here and
You see
decides
Watson-
whether or not 80
Watson,
has
the
to
running
choose
back, you
between
see
the.
how Watson is drawing that outside linebacker out of the box, which then frees up the quarterback to keep the ball straight up the middle. Because as you know, with option football, it means that everyone has responsibility football.
So
And
touchback there.
the returner is down the ball there, so it'll be a touchback, which means
The offensive team will get the ball starting at the 20. So if they kick it into the end zone and you take a knee like the returner did there, it means that you get first down from the 20-yard line.
super. So Todd Russell, the returner, down the ball in the end zone. Todd's been around the game for a while too. Todd was, I believe, on one of the Wolverines teams, junior Wolverines teams. Worked his way up in the seniors now.
I think the Pirates probably need an answer here. It's a big drive. I think heading into halftime, they probably want to be even.
This is
not behind
important for the Pirates. They definitely want to mount something.
Nice play
And
action.
in fact,
Plenty
they're
of
going
time
for
there.
it all. Oh, just out of the reach of the intended receivers.
Very good job by the
23.
line there. I think the play action frees the linebackers a little bit, and they had plenty of time to throw.
So Gangaram, the intended receiver on that play, just out of his reach though. Yeah, like you said, good blocking by the O-line. Buying enough time, just
think,
unfortunately overthrown.
Some of the older statesmen like Dave, when you have that much time to throw the ball, they tend to pick defenses apart. So
They do, yeah.
I think Sydney Uni probably want to work on their.
Then again, he's probably not used to having that much time.
doesn't know what to do. When you have too much time, sometimes that's a bad thing too. But
Yeah.
I think Sydney Uni need to work on a blitz or two here to maybe get a bit of pressure on him.
So run play, counter play.
Bernard again.
Bernard, the ball carrier there, he's the go-to man in the backfield. The big running back. Tackle there by Devon, Steve Devon.
Brings up about 3rd and 6-ish. We'll say 3, maybe 4 yards on that carry.
So,
Someone keeping stats?
yeah. So, New South Wales Gridiron, of course, would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas with that coming up soon. If you believe in that and if you celebrate Christmas, we hope you have a good one. At the very least, we get a couple of holidays.
A couple of days off. Oh, fake
So,
screen there.
Ward drops back the pass just out of the hand, the intended receiver there. He might need to find another gear, number 23. He's just around about there. Gangaram.
Oh, Gangaram. That was they set up to make it look like that quick wide receiver screen there, where they dumped the ball to the slot back, and then
Went deep.
the
Went vertical.
outside receiver made it look like he was blocking and went deep.
Went vertical, yeah. That's I like that play. Just
Well, it's
out
not
of
a
his,
screen, so
out, yeah,
It's
exactly.
good.
Just out of the reach of the receiver, unfortunately. So this time,
Returnable punt.
yeah, return there by, is it Sinton return? No, it's 35.
Osley.
So Osley, he's seeing a lot of the ball today. He's seeing a bit of action, Osley.
He's the main receiver, the go-to guy in the passing game at the moment.
Kick
And
returner, punt
kick returner as
returner.
well.
He's doing it all today.
So this is a big drive, I think, for the Pirates D. They probably need to stand firm here. They really don't want to go into half-time down 2 touchdowns. So
No, they'd be looking for hopefully a turnover in this situation.
Sydney
That's
Union,
a-
this trips formation again. We'll see if they go to the one-on-one receiver on the other side. I'm
Yep.
guessing they'll probably give a dive up the middle to Watson.
Well, if you can't stop it, you know. Well, they're certainly more stout against that running game.
Yeah, they seem
Pirates.
to have stopped that inside run, which was gashing them for yards up the middle earlier in the game.
Especially in
They
that
seem to have
first
made
series.
some adjustments to that, which is why Sydney Uni have gone to things like the option and a couple of play actions.
So just short of midfield now. Sydney University on the second down play action pass. Quarterback tucks the ball and runs. So he's been quite a weapon with the ball in his hands today.
Again,
So
I'd
it's-
probably chalk that up to a win with the Pirates coverage. They seem to be covering pretty well downfield, and the quarterback's tucking it more often than he's throwing it at the moment. So
Yeah, well, that could also, you know,
designed.
it could well be. I mean, Darcy is a good runner with the ball. In
That's,
fact, I think he's
it's
one of
Donny
the
that-
only Australian players to score
It's
against.
Donny the
Oh, Dorney, yeah, okay, my bad.
Darcy's in now. See? I know.
See?
It's
I
confusing.
knew it
You're,
was coming.
you're a psychic.
This
This one's Darcy.
this two quarterback system.
It's confusing as all.
It's
So going back to that option that works.
oh, cutback, great cutback there. Back to the inside, good runner with the ball there, and there's a flag on the end of it too.
But again, this is probably in that area of something happening to the ball carrier, like a face mask or a targeting or
It's
something
usually
along
what
those
it is,
lines.
isn't it? In these situations. So while they sort this out, what do you think of the new college playoff system? Do you think it's working?
Yeah, I mean, it still comes down to
We have
12
holding,
people in a
number
room.
36.
Oh, we got
on
holding on the
offense.
offense, so
It'll
that'll
be 10
back 'em
yards
up a
from
bit.
the spot of the
I
foul.
think it's a
It'll
spot
remain
foul, so
third
it'll
down.
be okay.
A tad, yeah.
Good. Yeah, I mean, it still comes down to a couple of privileged few in a room deciding what happens. But I
Possibly.
think a playoff's probably better than the way
The way it has
system
been.
was working.
The mystery
definitely.
system that they had when no one knew what was going on.
I mean, I still think the top 4 people aren't really sure who, because it goes on strength of schedule.
What about
and
Florida State, though? I mean, you know, undefeated and then
they're pretty unlucky because when they were blowing teams out last year, everyone was saying, you know, that they weren't a great team because they weren't playing against good opposition. Whereas this year they play against good opposition and win every
There
game
we
by a
go.
little bit.
There's that little motion. See, they held the outside linebacker in this time. Quarterback made a good read and pitched the ball. That's a good play, the little outside option play.
Yeah, well, they're lining up to trips on this side, so Pirates have to cover by bringing an extra person outside to the left side of the field, and then they're just running to the right and picking
So
a
the
defender
Pirates-
one-on-one.
Pirates might need to adjust their defensive front so that someone takes the quarterback other than that outside linebacker. So that maybe a defensive end takes the quarterback like that. Exactly,
So this is the problem with the option. If
exactly like that.
if
That
somebody
coach must be, that
Coach
coach
is
must
listening.
hear us.
he must be
able to
tuning
hear
into
us
the
from
stream. He's got his phone running in his pocket. They, I mean, that's the problem with the option. There's always the danger of the pitch not going to the running back, especially if he gets a bit of pressure on him like he did there. So
Of course, some of these players could well be involved in the next World Cup, which is on next year
in Sweden, isn't it?
Sweden, yeah. So I'm sure you'll see some of these players on the Australian team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the cream of the
Of New
crop,
South Wales.
the cream of New South Wales. So, and New South Wales normally do pretty well in the nationals. So
Trips again. This time, handoff up the middle on a little semi-zone read.
that's Watson again, of course. As I said, whenever they seem to be in trouble or need to move the ball, they
They
get the
give it
ball
to
into his
Watson.
hands.
However, you know, Watson's a good hard runner, and he's a hard man to bring down.
He
but
is. He's very
good
hard to
blocking.
bring down. Yeah, it definitely.
I mean, their own line is getting the job done too. So,
That's it. They're re-establishing the line of scrimmage, and
yeah, like in the rule of football is whichever O-line wins the battle, they're the team that wins. So that's a better job there. Not
Much
quite
better
so
job.
many yards on that option play. But it seems they come up with a better scheme there to shut down that two-way option.
I think they gave them the first down though, so they probably did just enough to get the first. That's the
So
2
2-minute warning. That means
2-minute
there's
warning.
2 minutes left in the half. Of course, we know in this sport that 2 minutes could go for an hour and a half.
We
But
could, we could
well,
still
not
be here
quite,
when
but
we could still be here when the commentator actually shows up waiting for this afternoon.
well, you know that helicopter. Don't forget the halftime show, which is really cool. Actually, we've got some little
Bruno
guys.
Mars this year?
No, they were going to have the parachuters come in, but they've replaced that by having a junior game. So they're going to have some little kids that are, I think, 15 and under, or under 15 is going to put on a little exhibition match here at halftime.
Let's hope it's entertaining. The quality of football's been pretty good today, so
Yeah,
I think we boo them if they're no good.
No, I think that'll be great. It's great to see. This is probably the first time that this has happened in New South Wales, anyway.
Number 51 on the offense.
Sorry,
It'll
back
be
to the
10-yard
game.
penalty.
It's holding
Remains
there
first
on
down.
Sydney Uni. They're going to repeat first down, so that'll back them up 10 yards. So you'll see a lot of people talk about holding in this sport. In fact, on offense, you're supposed to be blocking, which there's a difference between holding and blocking. Way too complicated to explain right now.
Yeah, basically, you can't grab if you're an offensive player,
Yep.
and you can grab if you're a defensive player. But there's rules within rules. Yeah.
This looks like a pass here. It's a bit of a wobbly one. I think
believe
someone
it was
got a
tipped.
hand to that.
Yeah, it was tipped to the
Someone
line
might have
of
got a
scrimmage
hand
for
to that
the,
ball. What it
defensive
looked
end.
Yeah, that looked like a knuckleball there.
Yeah, it's he's probably not extending as high as he normally would. Maybe with that injury to his, I believe it was his throwing hand.
Just got a message from Mike C saying he's been holding all game, which is a common call in
Not anyone that's
football.
been coached by you, of course.
Not by me, God no. That's we certainly don't teach that sort of shenanigans. So straight drop back once again. There's a chance of that. Oh, and it's a catch. Fantastic catch
Amazing
there.
catch.
Concentration, touchdown.
That's Osley again. He's been there or
Osley, this
thereabouts
is a
all
man.
day.
He's on fire in his first half here for Sydney Uni.
And that, I suspect there was some defensive PI in there as well, which made the catch even more spectacular.
I think you could be right. But yeah, that was a great effort there. So just what the Pirates didn't want to happen has happened. And what, of course, the Lions
Pass
wanted to happen, and they've
on the
scored
defense,
here
number 10.
within the
That
last
penalty
2
will be
minutes before the
declined.
half.
Result of play is a touchdown.
So, yeah, they've got a history of being able to play these big games. I think it's part of the psyche of the team, of the
Yeah, it
Lions.
becomes a culture when you won, 10 years in a row. Sydney Uni becomes a culture of winning. So
You expect to win when you go out.
I think
on the
it'll
field.
be a half time. I think that's even Osley doing the snap there, is it?
Oh, probably.
He's,
I mean,
he's doing
Osley's-
everything out there.
We'll be calling this the Osley Centre by
it's
the end of the day.
It's
so,
the Osley Bowl.
that was,
yes.
yep. So that
So
extra
kick
point
was
was
good.
good.
Extra point was good.
So there must be just seconds left now in this first
Yeah, so there
half.
might be enough time to. Yeah, let's throw to
2014.
the replay of the touchdown again.
Yeah.
This was a very good catch. There was defensive PI, which means the defensive player got there before the offensive player touched it. So amazing catch.
But yeah, that's a good job by that quarterback stepping up into the pocket and delivering the ball like
That's
that.
a very hard throw. Stepping up, knowing that you're going to get hit like that, is
Yeah.
one of the hardest things to do as a quarterback. And he's, as I
It
said,
seems. I didn't
amazing
see
catch.
exactly what the coverage was. It looked like some sort of man coverage, but you know the DB there allowed his receiver to get on the inside of him, which in man coverage is it's going to make it difficult for you to cover the man.
So we'll see if the Pirates can get a good return here and then possibly get within range for maybe a late field goal to try to cut this deficit.
Yeah, it's 22-8, and you know there's a whole half left after this.
Yeah, they'll be able to go in at half time, figure out what's been going wrong, figure out how they can stop and change things.
Come out. And so, kickoff is a shortish kickoff. Return there for a short game.
So offense probably has, I'm guessing here, but probably
so
about
number
a minute,
20
I
on the
reckon.
return there for the Pirates. and looking up his name, I would let you know that his name is Kantanka. Justice Kantanka. Wow, that's a cool name.
Yeah, that's a very cool name. I don't think I could pull off a name like Justice.
So, so we just had a message through to say that it was man coverage on that last play. That was a good guess, eh?
It sinks, you played for years, you've been around for years.
You just
subconsciously you pick up these things.
You just know the guess. Just make the right guess. So here we
so
go.
You think they're probably going to go deep
10.
here with not much time left on the clock.
A motion man there and a pitch play. Is this going to be a reverse?
It
is.
Bit of a trick play, reverse.
Little trickeration there by the Pirates, however. Good tackle there.
Great job staying at home there by the defensive end.
Number 90 there for Sydney University. Super job. So we at half time we actually might bring an interview with the winning head coach from the ladies women's competition. The head coach from UTS. I happen to have a good connection with the coach.
I still don't think she'll talk, but you never know.
You never know.
Oh, there's a pump fake.
Oh, and it's the ball's away. Yeah, it's a good coverage there. Oh, great play there by the DB, number 4.
That was pretty good. Knocked it out of his hands.
He just knocked the ball right out of his hands. That was just great defensive play there by number 4 for Sydney Uni. Trin. Kevin Trin. Just knocked the ball out of the hands of the receiver. There was a great pass.
It was very good.
Good catch.
The receiver went up to catch it, and the DB did a great job.
One thing they try to teach defensive backs is it's not over till it's over. You stay in it. Even if the guy's caught it, you're still in it.
I don't like how nobody ran downfield screaming, where's the PI call, where's the PI call?
It's a nice change. So a shortish play to the inside. Once again, a slant play, and probably I'd say they call a timeout right here.
Seems to be the weakness in the coverage. Maybe they'll have a chat about that at half-time. But
slants seem to be the way to go for most people. So first down here for the Pirates. So they're mounting a drive here going into half-time. And the Pirates have called a timeout. So earlier on today, we had UTS versus Newcastle Cobras in the women's grand final for their competition here, the second year,
yes.
Women's Gridiron, and they put on a great show. It was awesome. It was a good game too. It was a tough game, and UTS came out winners in the end. And Newcastle, of course, have been a strong team all year, haven't they?
They have, and it was their second Opal Bowl as well, because they played last year and unfortunately didn't come away with a win last year either. But they've more or less been the form team of the comp for the last 2 years. So. It was a good job by UTS, I think.
Good job, yeah. I mean, I think they were sort of not the favourites, were they? I don't think. No, they've got a small roster.
Yeah, I definitely think. And that's, I mean, when you look at this, it's 11 inside. The ladies play 9 inside on the same size field.
The same size field.
And at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's about 40 degrees. So they were understandably tired at the end of the game. But it was a great job by both teams.
Both teams, yeah. I think the women's competition in all years has been fantastic. Yeah, some teams have had big wins and so on, but all in all, just putting the women's competition together and putting together such a good competition has been great. So 23 seconds left, little play action there by Ward, throwing into the end zone, but just to the outside of his receiver.
Number 4 in coverage there again. That safety, they seem to be playing it too high.
Too high.
The safeties are responsible for anything.
I mean, in this situation, you'd have most of your DBs back, wouldn't you? I imagine, trying to protect the end zone.
Although last week in the game against UTS, there was maybe 10 seconds left, and the Lions let somebody get behind them and almost let in a touchdown. So hopefully they've learned from that.
Too.
And they dropped some more people back.
So probably, around about 15 seconds. I'm not exactly sure, but roughly about that many seconds left.
I'd say 1, maybe 2 plays left.
Oh, and a great play there by the Lions. A sack there, which is the thing they didn't want. So the Pirates need to be calling a timeout now.
I dare say this is probably going to be the last play of the half.
Could be a last throw of the dice right there. Great play there by the Lions defense.
Do you go for a 60-yard field goal here?
I don't, but some people may.
What do you do if you're on the sideline here and 8 seconds left?
You go empty.
Empty set?
Yeah. You 5 wide, trips to one side,
and then
to the other, let her
It's
rip.
all right, as far as you can.
So see you in the end zone.
And hope something happens. And
Have
Dave,
one-
of course.
Have one under and one over in the end zone. Yep. So,
if
you
he
know,
gets knocked
DBs,
down,
what do
I'll
they do?
knock the
Knock it
ball
up.
down.
Always knock it up the air, though, right?
Yeah, you teach them
So-
to knock it down. They never do.
Teach them to knock it down, but they won't. So that's perfect. And then they bat it up, and we go in. Yep.
Catch the
Never
ball.
know.
Easy.
Anything can happen in this
And
game.
Dave, he's got one of the bigger arms in the league, so I'm sure he'd be able to
He
hoik
would-
it, hoik
you know,
it
the
to
one thing
40-odd
that
yards.
the one thing that the Pirates don't have, which the Lions do have, is a quarterback that is a threat with his feet. You know, so
It's a good
Dave is
thing.
a traditional pocket.
I'm against the athletic quarterback.
Yeah, me too. They're ruining the game.
Really, they go.
No, well, I mean, how many of them won a Super Bowl? Not too
Yeah,
many,
see,
right?
that's always my argument as well.
Exactly. It's
And
always the
everybody-
pocket quarterbacks that win the Super Bowls because they have to make it work.
Exactly, because
Right?
they're not blessed with
They
the
don't get a
athletic ability.
choice. They don't go, I'll tell you what, I'll tuck it and run. Oh, no, you're not. So, you know, it's one thing now at our level of the sport, I think that is a benefit to a team if they've got a quarterback that
Absolutely.
can
You
also
look
run.
at the Darcy in the last two drives for the Lions. He's been instrumental in moving the ball down the field. So
Yeah. So here we go, a little screen. Oh, guess what? A screenplay. However, he's got a blocker out in front of him, heads to the sideline, working upfield and out of bounds. So he stops the clock there. So that's another rule that is in effect in the last 2 minutes, is that the clock does stop if the ball goes out of bounds or the ball carrier goes out of bounds. So it was a good play in the end. It's one of the few screenplays that I...
56 on the
Uh-oh,
offense.
although there is a
coming back
10-yard
for a
penalty.
Okay.
Remains
holding, I
third
believe.
down. You did
So
strike.
after all that excitement, we're going back for a hold call. I think holding. Did you see what the call was? Was it holding?
I believe so. I know it was on 56, but I didn't see what the
56.
actual.
Yeah, unfortunate penalty there on 56. That was,
Yeah, that was a shame because it probably put him in a good position, especially getting out of bounds there.
yeah, that was good heads
So-
up play
throw it
there
up
by
into
the
the-
receiver. And a good job there by Ward getting
Good
the ball
play
to the
call
man.
too. I don't mind
Yeah.
the screen there. I don't think
Yeah.
I think Sydney
Look, I think they should have more screens, really. I love them.
I think Sydney probably dropped a lot of people back as we were talking about because they're probably
Exactly.
listening to the stream as well.
Yeah.
And the
I
Pirates
could
have double
see a
guessed
guy
him by
over
throwing
there.
underneath.
I can see a guy over there in the stands with he's got his little mobile out.
So you got to think they're going into the end zone here.
They've got to. I mean, there's got to be, one play left? Oh, once again, a sack
Yeah.
there.
Probably held onto the ball a tiny bit
Just
too
a
long.
tad
but
too long there. Ward hanging on the ball. But then again, O-line's got to make a block, so that's unfortunate. So Henny there, Mitchell Henny.
Lots of whistles
we've got
and
whistles.
hands waving and stuff.
So we're just looking at the jumbotron, and that is actually the end of the first
That's the end
half.
of the first half.
So that brings to an end the first half here at the Waratah Bowl.
Score is 22 to 8.
22 to 8.
Here at 5 Sport in beautiful sunny Sutherland.
Carrying bar Sutherland. So, yeah.
Caringbah Sutherland. The Shire. It's Lions leading 22 points to 8 over the Pirates. And we've got the head coach here from the UTS women's team, who I'm sure everyone would like to hear from, just to get a few words. She's going to come over and just say a few words. So Tiffany Bosco is the head coach here of the UTS women's team that won the championship here today in the second year. So congratulations, coach.
Thank you.
I heard you come from a strong lineage of good coaches. So how does it feel to win the bowl today?
Very good. The girls played really well today.
What do you think they did well today?
Everything.
They did everything well. Number 14 was your MVP, is that right? What's her name?
Haley.
Haley.
She played defense and quarterback. She never got off the field. So
Yeah, she did a fantastic job. I think she got a pick 6 and a couple more intercepts as well. Does she play offense as well?
yeah, she was quarterback.
Quarterback, is that all? Okay. Just quarterback and everywhere on defense. She did a fantastic job. So how many girls did you have on the field today?
11.
11. And we're playing 9-person? 7-person. 7-person football. And you had, how many again?
11.
11. So that leaves 4 people on the sideline.
They didn't know what to do with themselves because usually we have none. So
Well, you wouldn't want to have too many injuries, would you?
no.
So how would you sum up the year if you were to say, like, the year started out as a lot of fun, or was it a tough year?
It was a very tough year. We had a few injuries. We had about 3 quarterbacks go down with some pretty serious season-ending injuries, and we managed to find another quarterback from somewhere and brought her in, and it was good.
Yeah, there's an old saying coaches use, next man up, or next woman up. So when you lose one, you bring another one in. We're seeing that, I think, in Phoenix at the moment with the Cardinals over there. So how are you going to celebrate your win tonight?
With having a nice glass of water.
Well, that's good. That's exciting.
That's about it. One of the girls is having a bit of a shindig at her place, so we'll head over there and then after this game's finished and have a few glasses of water.
All right. Well, congratulations, Coach. Super job. And we'll hopefully see. Is there any interstate matches coming up that you know of, or is there plans for some sort of all-star game?
There's another state championship next year, and then an Australian team's getting picked from that to go over to the World Cup or something, I think.
Wow, that'd be awesome, huh? All right, well, good luck, Coach. Thanks very much. Okay, so the score is 22-8 in favour of the Sydney Uni Lions. And we're just going to take a break. We'll go to the members area and just have a drink or two, and we'll be back with you live very soon. At the moment here, just to let you guys know, we've got a junior game going on, the one that I mentioned earlier, little guys, and it's awesome to see these young fellas out there playing football. So are we carrying this at halftime? So enjoy these young fellas. These are the future of our sport right here. So we'll see you again after halftime. Okay, so welcome back to the second half here of the 2014 Waratah Bowl, with the Sydney Uni Lions up 22-8 over the West Sydney Pirates. The Pirates will kick off here to Sydney Uni to begin the second half, and it'll be interesting to see what changes coaches make here.
Pirates still have to step up straight away. The last thing they want is to be down another score.
Yeah, it'll be tough if they do allow a score here. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make to negate this Sydney Uni offence, which has been rolling along quite well. And a bit of a fumble there by Irby in the backfield. He picks it up and tosses it to... Oh, fumble there on the play. However, the whistles have gone. We'll have to wait and see whether or not they're saying that the ground caused the fumble.
I think the whistle might have gone first. I don't know.
The whistle could have gone, yeah. I think the whistle might have gone before they were able to take possession of the ball. Keenan Mackett there returning the ball, and in fact that's what they're saying is that
call there.
It was down by contact.
Yeah,
they don't use that in the NCAA,
break.
but it's a nice term, down by contact, eh?
Well, it makes no sense than
he fell over.
Dropped it up. He fell over and then dropped the ball.
Okay, so Sydney Uni here looking to build
formation.
Yeah,
Dorney back in a quarterback.
The Dawnmeister, as he's known affectionately. And they give it to the big man out the middle. Once again, he's just rumbling up there. That's
Alex Watson again.
Yeah, exactly. Watson just rolling up there. Good blocking by the offensive line, Yeah, that's a pretty
good
solid
dancing
front
there by the ref. Did you see that? Leg forward, leg back.
That was nice.
Shake
Sort
it
of
all about.
moonwalkish.
Very impressive.
Yeah. We'll have to see who his choreographer is.
So we'll see that read option again.
And straight up the middle, big yards up the middle there for the running back there, Watson. Yeah, once again, it's good blocking, but solid running there.
He always makes the first guy miss.
And we've had a few messages to say that we're not mentioning people's names enough, and we apologise for that. But like I said, a false start there, but looked like by the Lions. A little flinch there by the left guard. That's not his name, that's what he did, flinch. We apologise about not having more names for people, but we're sort of the emergency crew doing the commentary here. Our original commentator, his helicopter couldn't land here in Sydney because of these storms. He was coming down from the Central Coast. I found it easy. I just drove down, and it sort of negated all those weather issues.
It's very hard to park a helicopter too, I found.
It is, around Caringbah.
Pulling two guards there.
Little give play. Oh, great blocking there. So we've got the big man out in open space, just rumbling, bumbling, stumbling over people.
When you can pull two linemen like that and have them lead up through the hole, more or less untouched, you're guaranteed to make big chunks of yardage.
Although it looks like there's a flag on the play, isn't there?
Well, maybe that's why it was so good.
It was
Somebody got his
play.
hands in the air. Why? It wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was
Look,
the
he's
one
still
over there.
no.
Yeah.
And I might be inclined to. I reckon if he has a chat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Look, you see 78, obviously, he's not sure what the holding call is.
It's good to get clarification to find out whether or not.
What exactly is holding, ref? I know it's the last game of the year and everything, but could you explain holding to me?
It's probably good to.
Look, they're telling secrets.
I think
here.
he's going to fire up here. He doesn't look happy.
Yeah, look, hey, someone needs to tell 72 to calm down. Just play, because he's not happy.
Look, I think they should go back to the same play here.
I think he's complaining about the defensive lineman holding, which he's allowed to do, isn't he?
I think so. They might have changed that as well, because they're trying to make offenses so much better these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Defensive backs in the NFL can't do anything.
That's a good job there by the defensive lineman there. That time they were able to stop the running back. Things are getting a little heated here.
There seems to be
between the two lines. Yeah, fair enough too. I mean, it's a man's game.
Well, exactly. You've got to play with a little fire in the belly, otherwise.
A little bit of passion, rather than looking for the penalty all the time.
Yeah, get a bit of your own justice.
Don't bat for balls, eh? Get out there and get amongst it. So once again, the familiar trips formation.
Look, a long way to go here, I think. passing is probably where it's going to be.
No
Good
play action
protection.
about it. He airs the ball out.
Intercept.
Intercept there by the Pirates.
Great coverage by
Number 29
Pirates
there for the Pirates with an intercept. Could be a turning point in the game right here. He's able to fight his way back into this. The James Foster.
That's exactly what they needed too, the Pirates. They needed
James Foster. Super job there by
Needed
the
a
defensive
turnover there.
back. Wasn't fooled for a second.
We'll have the replay here of the intercept.
Intercept. The quarterback
Pretty good
drops
protection.
back.
I think
Airs
maybe
it
maybe just a little touch underthrown, but
And I
very
think
good coverage.
Just a tad thrown to the inside, you know. That's a good job by the defensive back. He
The
maintained
DBs
his
have been,
leverage.
it's been two really good catches that have
Yeah.
given them touchdowns.
Exactly.
The DBs have been doing a great job today.
See how David Ward handing off to the running back, number 44 up the middle. Sydney Uni's front seven equal to the task there. They're creating a pile. Good job of negating the running back. Number 44 there is the ball carrier this time for the West Sydney Pirates. As we shuffle through our papers to keep the listeners happy to find out what his name is, and in fact it's Ranin Shamoon again on the carry.
I've also just noticed that I've only got page 2 of 3. So
2 or 3, yeah. There's
any of the Sydney Uni players on page 3, I apologise. I don't quite give you a
that's what
props.
happens when you have these big rosters. Oh, a little short pass play. Was it
Very
a
quick
screen?
little- I think
Tell
it
me
might
it
have
was
been
a screen,
I think it might
please.
have been a screen again.
I think it was too. Yep.
It's good. Nice quick little screen.
Nice, quick little
I mean, they
screen,
treat them more
yeah.
or less like runs now. You get
Yeah,
the
it
ball
is.
into your receiver's hands as
Oh,
quickly
so
as
that's-
possible.
That's what they say. That's what they call it. A run.
Yeah. So we could probably just call it a run rather than a screen and keep
Rather-
everyone happy, keep the
Yeah.
fans happy.
Okay. Well, you
Maybe
know, the
wide
Pirates
run.
need to the Pirates need to come up with something here because there's 22 points to 8. Yeah, we're in the second half here, and
They've stalled the last couple of drives. I think they definitely need to get. I think they might need to. I mean, obviously here you're looking for a third down pass play, but I think they probably need to establish that running game
there's a
again.
pass down the sideline. Oh, picked off there. Great play there by the Sydney Uni safety there, number 22. 22 of the super
Nick
intercept
Olive?
there.
Isn't
Nick
it him?
Olive?
Nick Olive.
Nick Olive, for those of you taking notes at home, was 22 that got that pick. Olive. Super
There's a
effort.
Joe
that.
Lim sighting, I think, on the sideline.
So that's a great job there by the defense. Maybe the Pirates, this isn't great for them, obviously, but maybe they need to think possibly to throw on first
Here
down.
comes-
So if we look here, actually it's just good play by the safety over the
It
top
was
of the
good.
receiver.
I mean, the safety's reading quarterback's eyes there. Again, it's that too high.
Took a great
coverage,
angle
so-
to the ball there. Quite often you'll see safeties come underneath those. But in that case, he was over the top. It was a great job. So once again, Watkins with the ball.
Watson.
Running up the middle.
Watson. But,
Watson.
yeah, got to be correct.
Watson the
otherwise we'll
name.
get
Sorry
more
about
comments
that.
on
Yeah, sorry.
more messages from people saying we're getting the name wrong.
Yeah, I know. Well, Watson. Watson. Sorry.
Look, he's playing well. I think probably Osley's MVP for me so far.
So
but
far, yeah,
if he keeps
but then again,
trucking
you
along
build a
like
game
this.
on this guy. Look at this. I mean, this is just great running. Solid running, and he's a workhorse. It doesn't matter how many times he carries the ball and gets tackled, he just gets back up and
like you
keeps
said, I think
chugging.
that offensive line pushing people back, they seem to be winning the battle front seven at the
well,
moment.
I think with the Pirates running the front that they run, I think it's more about angles. You know what I mean? So I think that Sydney Uni just getting good angles on these down linemen to start with. And some of the
think that-
linebackers are getting caught up in the wash because when you're up close to the line like that, it's
It's hard to move laterally when
yeah,
you're
it
getting
is.
caught.
Yeah, it's hard to get outside if you need to.
That's a much better job.
That's a good job there.
That was a good job by the zero technique. The nose tackle. Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, I've seen him play nose before. He's made the switch to linebacker later in the year, but I know when he's played against us at nose tackle, he's a hard man to block.
Yeah, he's a very
so-
hard man to block. And look, he's there at the moment, head up on the centre, so he's probably going to be key to them stopping the run.
So I've got a message here. How do the Pirates stop the counter tray? Personally, I think penetration and break down to the ball, not get too much depth. When you break into the offensive backfield.
Good coverage.
Don't get too much
The
depth
man
if you're a
Osley
D
again.
lineman. Fight through the double team.
I think there's something to be said for following your pulling lineman as well when he disappears down the
Absolutely.
line. If you're a defensive lineman, you should probably be shuffling down the line with him to stop any of those cutbacks that seem to be happening. And if your guy disappears, chances are somebody's coming to block you.
Absolutely.
So get big. And
So if you're an A gap player, for example, or a B gap player, for example, as a linebacker, and your B gap moves, you got to move with it. So I think that's maybe rather than just maintaining your position, you need to move with your gap. So
speaking of, there's that counter
there
try
we go.
again.
That's a better job. The inside man didn't make the play then.
This is,
so-
I mean, I'd get my linebackers probably with a little bit more depth. They seem to be getting caught up in a lot of the blocking down by the Sydney Uni offensive line. So give your
I think
linebackers a little
if-
bit more depth to
I
give them a
think
chance to get to the
if
ball.
we saw that again, we'd see the inside man, Shannon Lynch, number 90. Also, an important point about Shannon is he played 2 years in arena football. Thanks, Mike C, for that bit of info. I mean, we knew it, we just forgot about it though. So he's played 2 years of arena football. So he's a good player.
He's a very good player.
And you
he
can't
did
beat everyone on your own.
You
right?
can't.
So-
He did a very good job taking on the double team there. The problem was that there was two uncovered linemen that blocked down on the middle linebacker.
Yeah, this Sydney Uni O-line is really doing a great job today. And you'll see the double team on Lynch there. You'll see the
Did a good job of collapsing that play. He more or less
it's-
stopped that play. He collapsed. Stopped
Center
the,
and the play side guard. to
stopped
stop
the offensive
team.
lineman from moving, and the linebackers were able to make the tackle.
He's creating a pile there, which is probably what he's being taught as a one technique or as a nose tackle. He's taking on the double team, creating a pile. Hopefully his linebacker's coming over the top. That's probably why the coach has made the switch to get him out of the linebacker spot, put him on the line.
I believe that's a first down though. So
Okay, one step at a time. And that time, just a little too easy for Watson there, running in to score another touchdown for the Lions. And I mean, they get what they deserve. They're a good side. And
they're very well drilled, well coached. They offensive line, as you said, have been using angles and probably
getting good
working well
angles.
against this defensive front. Maybe it's time for Pirates to switch up, maybe run a four-man front or try to stop some of those linemen moving around.
Yep. So this is I believe some of these members on the Lions offensive line are quite experienced players. So it always helps to have experienced players on the O line, and the extra point is good.
It's good.
So Irby there, the kicker on the extra point.
So we just had Dave Ward on the sideline telling his offensive guys to stay up and stay positive. I think the key to this third quarter and into the fourth quarter is making sure those sustained offensive drives try to get their defense a bit of a rest because they've been out there a fair amount in the last couple of quarters.
I think you got it in this situation. Here's a replay of that last touchdown. You'll see just a slant. The outside linebacker got blocked out. They blocked down on the inside man and left quite a big hole there, which was running back gets through untouched in that situation. So.
And
That's
again,
just
it was
good
that
blocking and good
was
play
good.
calling. It's a good play call. That one.
I think they even timed that with a middle linebacker inside blitz there. So
Yeah. So it's certainly not over. It's never over till it's over. But it's getting tough now. It's 29 to 8.
I think the
favour of
Pirates
the
have shown
Lions.
all year that they're capable of putting points on the board quickly. Obviously, Dave Ward, as we said, elder statesman, he's in full. He's been in this offense for many years. So if anyone in the league's capable of putting a lot of points on the board, it'll be him.
It'll be David and the Pirates for sure. So 88, the kick returner here, returning the ball, looking for his blockers, and eventually gets taken down there by Anthony Sinton and crew.
Here's again.
So it'll be a first down and 10 now after that return by Todd Russell. Like I said, Todd, a product of the junior program here in New South Wales. Also played for the New South Wales Juniors at the Nationals. And the Pirates now looking at a first and 10. They're down by a few points, but like we say, it's never over till it's over.
3 touchdowns easy.
So the counter tray there once again, the Bernard carrying the ball up the middle.
I think it's probably good for them to go back to him. He was pretty successful in the first half, helping him move the ball.
Yeah.
I think if they can be in situations where they're facing 2nd and 6 or 3rd and 2 rather than 3rd and 10 like they have on the last couple of drives, they're going to do a lot better.
Exactly, and there's no need to try and win it all on every play. So I think that just keep trying to get working back into their game plan is key here for the Pirates. So some good hits out there.
Yeah, it sounded like some very good contact.
44, the ball carry there. A good job up the middle, gain of a couple of yards.
So this is ideal now. They're in a situation where they got 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. They can pretty much open up any play in the playbook now, whether it's a short pass or long pass or even a draw or a handoff. So this is where they want to be, sustained drive.
Renee and Shamoon was our ball carrier in that last play. Albert, number 81, also played in arena football. So, Bernard. Oh, we've got a flag on the play. Good, great running up the middle there. This is the sort of game that they wanted to bring earlier on, I'm sure. So, 81.
There is a flag down, but...
There is a flag on the play. So, Bernard
stands.
again, Albert Bernard, who apparently has played also in arena football under Coach John Gregory, who was out a little while back when arena football came out. And they had the Arena Bowl here in Sydney. And Coach John Gregory came out with that and has set up some strong relationships with people here in Australia, like people like Mike C and people, coaches like that who have been overseas to be involved in arena and get that great experience. So a little mix-up on the play. It looked like a face mask.
So it'll probably go 15 yards back, but that's where we were talking about how to stop the counter trade. Sydney Uni did a good job of getting penetration. Obviously,
they did.
Grabbing face mask was not part of it, but they did a very good job of getting penetration and shut down that counter trade.
If your OU lineman goes down the line, the rule is you go with him, right?
That's the one.
I'd say 51 did something along those lines and was there where the ball is. So that's a
personal foul.
Personal foul.
Face mask. Number 51. It'll be 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's a good break there for the Pirates. It means they've got a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. They're also moving the ball.
So Coach John Gregory, of course, with the Iowa Barnstormers, which is where Kurt Warner came from.
Yeah, he was a grocery packer.
A grocery packer
before he became
call up to the Barnstormers.
A Hall of Fame NFL player.
And then he won a Super Bowl. I mean,
won a couple, almost
what a story,
won 3.
You know. And who knows? One of these guys we see out here today could well be on their way to playing in a college or playing overseas.
Well, of course, Jared Hayne might be representing for Australia.
The Hayne train. Well, the Hayne plane now, isn't it? Because he's had to fly overseas.
Good feet there.
Good little reverse
nice
play
cut
there.
Back.
Little counter. Step arm there by 81. So good game there. Could be a first down, I'd say. So 81, once again, Albert Bernard carrying the ball. And you'll see there, for those that aren't familiar with the rules, that offensive player is allowed to fend off a tackler by touching their face mask. Can't obviously grab a hold of it, but he can fend off a tackler that way. So that's why there wasn't a penalty on that play.
They've done a good job of working Bernard back into their offense, who, for the last couple of series hasn't been on the field, I don't think. So they've done a good job of going back to their game plan, moving the ball, and
they have indeed
working their way back in.
So 1st and 10, play action. Ward into the corner. Oh, that was unlucky. Their flags fly. I think they might be looking for an offensive
that might be offensive
pass.
PI.
Sorry, defensive PI, I'd say.
I think it might be offensive.
You think so?
It looked like the offensive guy pushed off.
It did look like that, but they never see it that way these days, right?
They never do. It's always the offensive player gets the...
This game is all about offense, as we know.
So you should. Defensive backs are the worst people on the field, really, aren't
they? What we haven't seen today.
Any of those wide runs or screens, as they used to be called.
We haven't seen any celebrations.
Yeah, we haven't.
Where's the backflips?
Over the top, backflips, dunking on the post.
Spinning the ball, all that
stuff.
What's this? No flag.
So they waved it off. If that was defensive PI, they wouldn't have waved it off. But offensive PI, they're
going to wave it off.
They're a quick wave.
They want to bring
the
crowds back.
If I'm the Pirates, I like that. I like passing on 2nd down and 10 1st and 10 rather than waiting until 3rd and 10.
That's a good idea, exactly. Break the tendencies, right? because I'm sure Sydney Uni have watched the tendencies of the Pirates over the last few games and build up a picture of what they think they'd do. And they'll call their defences accordingly. So the Pirates here are on the positive side of the ledger. With a little end-around type play.
It looked like a little shuffle pass, little inside
Great
shuffle
running
pass.
there by number 23,
Doing a
breaking
great
tackles,
job.
working upfield. Good game.
Somebody's helmet came off there.
Looks like Keenan Mackett's helmet came off. He's going to try and sneak back into the
He's
play.
probably going to have to leave, unfortunately. If your helmet comes off during a play, you have
do
to
have
leave
to
the
leave
field.
but I think he might get away with this one because he's trying to look very inconspicuous. He's trying to blend
He's
in with the
hiding
rest
in
of
the
the
back.
guys real quick.
They won't know it was me.
But that was a great
was a
run
very
there
good
by
run.
23. I mean, he ran for about 45 yards, but he broke a lot of tackles right there. So the crowd getting into the game here, which is great to see. 23, my bad, 23. There's Gangaram again. Excellent job. Making people miss. So Ward under centre here.
Big third down, third
Drops
and
back
5.
to pass. And they've gone to the screen.
It
They're
might have been a
looking
bit
for
early.
PI call. They're all looking for a PI call. However,
There's no flag forthcoming. I think he might have got there a little early.
no, I think so too. I mean,
That might be a helmet off there.
yeah.
Does he have to leave the field for a play?
That guy with the beard. Could do with a bit of manscaping there.
The beards are in now. Beards
Well,
are,
he's a linebacker. You know, linebackers
no,
don't
they
care.
look bad.
Just go tear stuff up.
Leave some food in there for later. Halfway through the game, you're hungry.
We'll see what the call is.
Have offensive pass interference.
Offensive
82.
pass interference.
That penalty is declined. The result of the play, 4th down.
So, 4th down. Wow.
Very interesting.
Very,
call.
very rarely hear
It
that
must
call
have been
these
must
days.
have been a push off before the play happened.
The
Because it looked to
bearded
me
man.
like
Someone pushed off the bearded man, you think?
I think they might have hands in the beard. Once the hands go in there, there's no getting them back out again.
Okay, so back to the live action.
So this is a big
Fourth
play,
down
4th
play.
and
This
5.
is massive.
This look, they score here. They're definitely still in this game.
They're still in it. This is season stuff, end of the season stuff. Uh-oh. And a good blitz there by number 90. Super job there. He came in almost untouched, or he
Yeah, that was a good job of
beat
getting
his
out.
block cold.
Dino
So Dino Sarakis.
Sarakis. Apologies for getting the name wrong there.
So
Small
to
print.
the Sarakis family.
Small
We
print.
apologise for messing your name up. That was unlucky, though.
That was tough. I mean, it was a good
defensive
blitz.
play,
It was a
though.
good blitz
It was
by
a
the
good
end.
blitz.
The back might have done a better job of picking up that blitz, but
Yeah.
Dave looked like he might have slipped a little bit there on the artificial turf.
Just a word from Coach Mike C saying no Pirate receiver would ever push off, so he doesn't know how that penalty happened. I'll take your word for that, Mike. Once again, rumbling, bumbling. This running back, I tell you, he must be close to man of the match
Watson.
now. He must have.
Well,
evened it
yeah,
up
look,
with
he's definitely, I reckon, over 100 yards. This is what they'll go back to, obviously, third
going
quarter.
to,
They're trying to run the clock a little bit here.
Well, they're going to a quick
They're going to hurry up.
a hurry up. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, unlucky there. He had a hold of the guy, but he's such a hard man
He's
to
a hard
tackle.
man to bring down. I think legs are key. But, I mean, you look at those legs, they're tree trunks.
Yeah, they are. He's got
Even going around the
like-
legs, you need 4 ears to hold hands to get around them. So
legs like tree trunks.
he's a very hard man to bring down.
He's a hard man to bring down. And there's, don't forget, folks, we have juniors playing this game, and I think the word around the league, from my sources, around the league is that they'll be possibly bringing the juniors and seniors together to play at the same
Play
time
at the
of
same
year.
time.
That's the word on the street. Oh, screen.
Oh, look,
you
there's one of
did.
those wide runs that we've come to know and love.
A wide run, that's it. Still a gain of a couple of yards there, so, you can't give that away. You can't take that away from him. Number 34 there, the receiver for Sydney University, and we will certainly look up his name because...
It was a good catch. It was good yards.
Oh, Tuong. Anthony Tuong. So,
Somebody's text bill must be going through the roof with all these incoming text messages we have for the coach.
well, you know, it's there's a lot of good advice coming in.
Is that counter tray again? Two linemen getting
guess
out in
what?
front.
Guess what? It's Watson on a run there, and a massive gain.
Another big game by Watson. And again, it's that same counter tray where they pull their guard and their tackle. Maybe it's time that the Pirates switch their defense in front or try something different. Blitz 8.
I mean, having said that,
Blitz 9.
having said that, it's not something that's easy to do. Just
No, obviously.
you know, you train
Halfway
all
through
year
a
for
champ-
one
yeah.
system. It's pretty hard to just change.
That's
it,
close
so-
to a hold there. I think that'll probably come back for holding.
Oh, someone got
It was a good job there by.
someone in there with
Who
a good
snagged
hit
it.
on someone that wasn't looking. That's,
There was-
that's the way to
yeah,
get him.
that's- Hey, the best way to hit somebody is when there's no he doesn't know it's you. I definitely
Still,
saw a
they
hold
say
there.
keep your head on a swivel in this game, right?
Very much. So.
Holding,
So-
number 51 on the
Definitely
offense.
saw a
10
hold
So
there.
that's
penalty,
why they're
remains
running
first
games
down.
working.
Yeah, 'cause
Holding.
they're holding.
Well, I'm sure that's the first time they've
Well,
held this
people hold
afternoon.
every play, don't they?
Well, not on teams
Well, I know
that
I
I'm
do.
involved with.
Oh,
No, we're dead against that.
that's there
Oh,
it
hang on.
is. End of
That's
the
the end
third
of
quarter.
the quarter already. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fourth quarter coming up now of the 2014 Waratah Bowl. And it is Waratah Bowl. What does that mean? XXXI.
It doesn't mean anything.
Bloody Ravens. That's what they ever
What
do
did
for
they ever
us.
do? It doesn't mean anything. That's the name of it.
Okay.
It's Super Bowl XXX. It's
XXXI.
pronounced Xi.
You'd think they'd come up with something shorter than that. So anyway, look, this is the fourth quarter, and you know, the Lions are ahead 29-8, and they're doing a great job. The Lions, they really deserve their lead of 29-8. There's
Yeah,
no
very much
doubt
so.
in
I mean,
that.
their
It's
offense
not like
is.
they've been lucky.
Yeah, there's nothing exciting about what they're doing. They're,
Not
well,
particularly.
except for those two great catches, of course,
Yeah,
by Osley. But
yeah,
mostly,
that was pretty good.
mostly they're sticking to Watson. They're giving him the ball inside and
They're doing what
letting
they do well.
Yeah, doing what they've done well all year. But I mean, the Pirates have done well. I don't think the Lions have scored in this half, have they?
No,
So Pirates they have done a good job
no,
of
they have
shutting them out in the third. So they've definitely proved that they can shut them down. But we've got to be thinking option here. We've got trips to the right,
Yeah, trips to the right.
option quarterback in.
Option quarterback in. And guess what? Oh, we like that kind of option. Okay, so what do you think about the option? I mean, we're always seeing quarterbacks trying to pitch like they do in the US, but since we're little kids, we grow
Yeah,
up
see,
throwing
this-
the ball like rugby league players.
this
So
is
why
the
don't we
problem.
just rugby league it?
I agree with you totally, and I know in the UTS women's team that won the Opal Bowl, we've more or less said to them, "You've grown up your whole life, you
Yeah.
know, throwing the ball underarm like you would in league or union." So
Just
we're
do
not going
that.
to try to change anything. You saw there the pitch down the arm thing is something that you
Well,
need to work on for years and years, especially when you've got a big outside linebacker coming to smash you in the
Exactly.
mouth as you're about to pitch it. So
Yeah.
it's
So I don't know. I mean, it's a coach's thing. I mean, coaches coach what they want to coach, but it just seems odd that we spend all our lives rugby league in it, and then all of a sudden we want to do this tumbling ball thing. So,
Great
great
pick.
catch!
Here's
Great
again,
catch
our man
off his
Osley.
shoelaces. That's your MVP guy you got there.
Brandon Osley. Look, I think he's had
Osley.
those two big catches.
Yeah, but look, hey, when you can hand it off to
But that's what the fans want to see. The fans don't want to see handoffs. The fans want to see
no, but
touchdown
coach wants
passes.
to see
and
Watson make a big yards every play, so we win the championship. Yeah.
The fans want deep balls and touchdowns and Hollywood.
Okay. Well, maybe the Sydney Uni will turn it on for this last quarter. And give
Well,
us a bit of Hollywood.
They've got their passing
Coach
quarterback.
Hollywood's out there. How you doing, Coach?
Testing, probably.
Oh, he's got a few Facebook comments there.
He's probably down in Canberra. He might have
He-
seen the.
Look, see now if that's not an MVP right there. Another great run there by the running back.
Very
Steaming
hard
up
to bring
inside
down.
there, bumbling, stumbling.
Although it did look like he had a tear on the inside of his pants there.
Well, they lose points for that for sure.
I don't
Like-
think you can have an MVP
Like
with a
it's
tear
not
in
the
your pants.
Heisman. That's all I can say.
I think Pirates need to dig deep here.
That was an interesting snap. We've never heard that one before. Go. And it's going to result in a
He's
touchdown.
gone. He's gone end zone.
Great job.
We've had Darcy catch that
That's
ball.
Darcy.
I'm not convinced that the offensive line didn't jump offside there. I'm sure
Well,
that we'll get a replay
We'll
of that,
get a
obviously
replay
being
for sure.
being a touchdown. But It was a very interesting.
I'll tell you what, Darcy's in the running too. He's doing a good job, eh? Darcy's, he could be in the running too for an MVP.
Yeah, look, he's done a good job. He's scored a couple, hasn't he?
He has. He's definitely come in and played quarterback. He's just scored one then.
He's taken the glove off. I don't know what that means.
I think he
Oh, it's
played.
for holding.
He actually played receiver for the Australian junior team. So, and he's a holder as well. Look, he does it all.
That was a good
That was
hold.
a pretty good gather. And the extra point
Extra
is good.
point's
Say, look, Darcy, Watson.
There's a lot of names out there at the moment.
Yeah, Osley, is it your man?
Yeah, look, Osley.
Osley,
Just a couple of good catches.
There's some great players out there, I tell you.
But in these cases, and in Super, here's that replay that we were talking about.
Yep.
I reckon the right
It
tackle
says
might have
go.
jumped here. Oh no, very good.
No, it was good. Oh, nice. Shannon Lynch got cut block right there. Come up the middle. He was about to get to the quarterback. I mean, it's a legal play, but
Yeah.
that's tough. Okay, so the score is 36-8 now to the Lions.
Yeah, see, in these cases, whenever there's a Super Bowl or Pro Bowl, the
Or Waratah
the
Bowl.
quarterback always wins the MVP.
Yeah, well, we can't have that. This is Australia, mate. Australia.
So you got to think that the quarterback's in there with his shot as well,
Well, possibly, yeah.
because he's the
Yeah,
quarterback.
which one, though? You got two of them.
Well, see, that's
I might have to split in half or something.
the half MVP.
Yeah, one gets the handle, one gets the cup. So anyway, kicking off now is Liam Irby.
Pirates need a quick drive here. They need to get
So
down the
this
field as
time-
quickly as possible.
Well,
Good return here will help.
A good return will help. Probably needs to run a bit though. Okay, that's Todd Russell, I think, isn't it, on the kick return there? Todd Russell on the return. Interesting fact that Todd Russell is playing alongside his father, who plays defensive back for the Pirates.
His father.
So,
That's weird, isn't it, to hang out with your father for
Yeah,
that long period
I
of
don't know
time?
anyone that do that.
Strange.
But look, I tell you what a great effort though for the
Yeah, amazing.
for
It's happened before in the league, of course.
yeah. Actually,
Right,
I've heard that one father snapped the ball to his
Yeah,
son.
he snapped it to
who was
his
the
son.
quarterback.
I think the son started too early and the father probably stayed too late, but
Probably.
that was... look,
So-
the Pirates are going back to the run there.
They're going back to the run. I mean, they're sticking with their game
They're
plan.
sticking with...
Do you think they should sort of look elsewhere now, though?
Look, I think 36-8 with, getting into the fourth quarter now. They need a quick score here. The run may be the answer, but they need to, I think, maybe move into like a no-huddle.
Look, especially with David Ward, one
Yeah,
of
you
the
gotta
most
think-
experienced
Yeah,
quarterbacks
he should
in
be
the
able
country.
to pick. He should be able to call the plays from under center and even help pick some coverages from the defense.
And maybe catch it as well and
Yeah,
score
and block for
and
himself.
block as well.
And that's been there all day. That's
It has
what Sydney Uni give up. They run that
Yep.
that cover two sort of man under look with their cornerbacks facing outside.
Well, their corners. So that was Ashley Best there on the reception.
The corners face in, lined up outside. So that slant is more or less there all day.
Yeah, they have that back to the sideline technique, don't they?
Yeah, where they
corners.
they stare down the quarterback.
So here we go. We got 36-8 for the Lions and the Pirates now, and I think there's a hopeful signs here for the Pirates.
Yeah, look,
I mean, it's a pretty big deficit, but
Yep.
it's never over till it's over.
that's it. And if they can move the ball effectively through the air,
Little counter play
Yeah,
play
look,
action there.
my
Unfortunately,
problem with that play action is it just takes too long. They're getting penetration. They're getting to Dave too quickly. I think they should just stick to dropping back and let him throw the ball.
I don't think you got enough time for a two-way,
Yeah, for
two-way
double-
go at
for
the play
double
action, especially when defense just pin their ears back and blitz.
Well, that's it. The defense know now they're in a situation where they more or less know the Pirates have to throw the ball.
Exactly. They can get after it now. So they're just sending the house, and it makes it very difficult for the Pirates.
The hat's come off, so you know that means something
That's serious.
important.
Yeah, that's serious one. We'd like to thank our officials too for coming up.
Holding. Number
Holding.
69 on the offense. It'll be 10
69
yards
on
from
the
the previous
offense.
spot.
That's,
Remains
that's
first down.
So that makes it more difficult, of course, for the Pirates. But you said the officials. Did you say the officials were from the ACT? Is that right?
That's what I understand.
We got a couple there from Sydney, I know.
Yeah, I think there's a couple, but the head
Maybe the head guy.
fella. The white hat, I
The
believe
white
he's
hat.
from ACT.
Okay. Well, it's been pretty good job of officiating, I think.
Yeah, I've been impressed with it. I think they've called it enough to make sure the game's played right, but not, so that they're the ones that are highlighted on the stream.
So
There's a
draw play now. This is a favourite play of the Pirates, actually.
They've done the draw well for years and years.
So Renine now carrying the ball up the middle, number 44. And we'll have to wait and see whether or not now that we're going to have a turnover, or was he down? Was he down by contact?
I believe he was down by contact.
Yeah, I'd say so too. It doesn't look like they're in a hurry to change over anything. So it
Defense
down
is still
by
out there,
contact.
so down by contact. That was a good play. They've run that draw well for
They
years.
do, and they have for a long time. It's been a signature play for the Pirates. And why not with that blitz? I mean,
That's it.
all they need to get is a body on a body at the point of attack. So good job there by Bernard again, running the ball.
He's had a big game. I dare say
He's
he'd be in
been
MVP
consistent.
contention if they win.
If the scores
if
are the
they
other way
come back.
around. Yeah, so I think it's the Melba Burson award that the MVP plays for, which is fantastic. And also, we'd like to, in a minute after we get over this play, what is it? It's a straight drop back pass. He's got a man wide open downfield.
Nice
Great
catch.
Good job there, hanging on the ball. 82 there for the Pirates. Great job there. Well thrown ball too to the inside, giving him enough room to get to the ball. Receiver on that play there was, it's the old toss man, Toskowski. Yeah.
Dave Ward, they're doing a great job of making sure that
He
safety
did.
didn't come across. And
He did. We'd like to send a shout out to Fred Burson too, who's in hospital at the moment. And touchdown, Pirates. So that's not over yet. So it's a great job there by Bernard. Albert Bernard running in for the touchdown.
And that's what they needed. They needed a quick score.
They did.
Think the quick pass downfield and
So
quick
just to get
touchdown.
to give them some hope and to give them some a chance to get back into this game. So
So
be
what do you do,
interesting
go
to see
inside?
the replay. Oh yeah, of course.
Is there enough time left to kick it deep?
No. We got how many points we got to score? 20 off?
20 and a bit.
Yeah. We need to get the ball back.
So we'll see how
Get
they...
Dave Ward the ball. That would be coach's most important thing right now. And unfortunately, the
Unlucky.
2-point conversion was no good. So once again, just a shout out to Fred Burson, who's in hospital at the moment. He was really responsible for the sport here and getting established the way it has in New South Wales and Australia. So we wish Fred all the best, and we hope hope to see him out and about coming down, because he still used to come down to the games. So here's that
Here's
pass
that
again, a
deep ball
replay.
again.
That's a good catch.
It's a good catch. It's also a good job by Dave making sure that safety didn't come across and make the play.
Yeah, he must have held him in there. Held him in with his eyes, and then Keenan
They
Mack
did amazingly well to run backwards like that too. Oh, no,
Makes
sorry.
contact. Yeah, in the air there. Like, that's a good job hanging
targeting.
on to the ball.
That would have been targeting last year.
Well, it's a very good job of keeping the ball.
Catching it,
A
yeah.
lot of the times you see receivers that drop the
Especially
ball
when
in
that contact
situation.
happens simultaneously.
Okay, so probably a short kick here, I'd say. Maybe not. We'll have to... that's the excitement of football. Are they
I'm
gonna
thinking
kick
onside.
You think
They've lined up
onside?
on the hash here on the left, so
Yeah, I'm thinking you could be right. Well, that's a sort of an onside. A little too deep, though.
yeah. Normally in those situations, you're looking for the ball to bounce up to give your recovering team.
I think it's 9 revolutions, isn't it? And it
I think
bounces up,
9 is
something
the
like
high
that.
bounce.
It's,
There is maths
that's the
behind
science behind it, anyway.
it.
for
But
those of you
that's
taking
normally what you're
notes.
looking for
Physics.
that high bounce, so that you have time to get down there and.
Yeah, so, and of course the rule is, hang on, we've got a call here.
Offside, number 82 on the kicking team. Penalty is declined.
Okay, so one of the
First
members of
down.
the kicking team was ahead of the ball when it was kicked. It doesn't really make a lot of difference to the result. It'll still be Sydney Uni's ball.
So the Pirates have got to be thinking the the same thing they did on their last drive, a quick 3 and out.
Yep.
Hopefully get a change of possession. We'll
Yep.
see if Sydney Uni throw deep like they did a couple of series back.
Yeah, well, this is an interesting
They might get
part
a
of the
chance
game right here.
to pick the
Correction,
ball.
it'll be
Or
5 yards on the end of the
And
play.
you know, it's a shame we can't
First
have a
down.
phone poll or something. See, you know,
yeah,
what are they going to do?
Like the,
What's Sydney Uni going to do? Are they going to?
if I had to guess, I'd say they'll give it to Watson. But you never know. They
I'll tell you what, you know what I'd do? I'd give it to Watson. I'd definitely give it to Watson.
or punt it.
Quick punt. They won't be expecting it. Guess what? They gave it to Watson.
Great
Hey,
job
good
there.
job there.
There you
Number
go,
80
good job.
on the tackle.
Middle linebacker filling,
That's the way to take down a big man, is tackle his legs.
or just one of them if you can't get
Or
around both.
just get one.
Hold
or-
on
or
for
just
dear
get
life.
something.
Have onto a shoelace.
Uh-oh.
Offside.
Offside.
79 on the defense. It'll be 5-yard
Ooh.
penalty.
Maybe that's why he did
Replay
such a
first
good
down.
job tackling him. He was lined
He
up
was
in the
already
backfield.
in the backfield, yeah. That'll give you an edge.
Sometimes that's...
Yep, that'll give you an edge, all right. So, unfortunately, there was a good play there, but negated by someone being offside. Number 90, was it?
I think 90 was offside,
Shannon
but
Lynch?
80 made
Which
the
is
tackle.
hard to do when you're
79
right in
was
front of the ball.
it? 79 was offside.
Okay. So, quarterback kick.
Gets
That's
the
a
edge.
smart play.
Yeah, it's
Except he goes
you
out of
gotta stay
bounds.
in
I don't know
bounds
if
there.
particularly wanted to go out of bounds. I mean, I'm sure his coach wants the clock to run now.
Yeah, so in the this version, in Division 1 rules, stepping out of bounds stops the clock.
Yeah.
We'll see in the Opal Bowl. If you run out of bounds, it doesn't mean anything. So I got a little confused. I've still got my coach's hat on, but yeah,
Yeah.
stepping out of bounds stops the clock, which obviously plays in the Pirates' favour.
Interesting thing from one of our viewers. Number 23 gives away a penalty every kickoff by not having his mouth guard in.
Well, we'll definitely have to go back to
Do
the.
we have to have a replay on that? We have to.
Oh! The big fella
Oh,
gets
very
down,
close.
stumbling,
Look.
bumbling down to the two.
That man is MVP. Honestly, look, he's even reaching out trying to get his. You know, that man.
I just don't know if he scored enough,
He's, well, he's made 7,000 yards.
but he hasn't scored touchdowns. The
hasn't
fans
scored.
want touchdowns. The fans don't want yards.
Okay, all right, well.
Look, you got to think they're going to give him the ball here up the middle.
Well, surely. Don't call me surely. Yep, they did.
Good job though.
Oh,
he
94
just kept
almost
burrowing.
stopped him.
They've
Touchdown?
given it far
In
side
fact,
of
it
the
is a
field. They've given it
touchdown.
a touchdown.
So
All right,
now
look,
he's got a
He's
touchdown.
moved up.
Is he?
He's probably moved up in the
He's
MVP
moved up the rankings
consideration.
of the MVP award, yeah? Okay, so, I mean,
You
did
got to
know-
start thinking though. When do you start giving the MVP to your offensive line?
Probably, well, I think, you know, I tell you what, Sydney Uni's offensive line has won MVP in the past in a championship game.
Well,
Did you
there
know that? There's a bit of trivia.
It's almost as interesting as the guy with the mouth guard.
Oh, well, there's a
No,
successful kick there by Liam Irby.
No, look, it's. I think the O-line's been the key
I think it has too.
to their success today. They've been
Oh,
able to
yeah.
run the ball reasonably well.
Yes,
I
they
say
have.
reasonably well. Yeah, very
Well,
well. Here's that
Yeah,
touchdown again.
2,000 yards, yeah, it's not a bad effort. But I think, you know, the other thing that works in their favour is having the option of having the quarterback keep in there as
Yeah,
part of the running
absolutely.
game
And
as well.
that's why you'll find most college teams, and even into the pros, I guess, a little less successfully.
Keenan
But
Mackett there. You know, he
that,
trains with the Central Coast Sharks, that guy,
does he?
in the off-season.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good guy.
nice. They've gone to that
Want some more trivia?
read option. Yeah, some more trivia. They've gone to that read option pretty much, all the way around the world because it means that defensively you have to account for that quarterback as well.
You do, and that's really what the option is all about. And if you should happen to run the triple option, well, look out, you know.
Well, we saw Georgia Tech do a decent job against Florida
They
State
did.
the other day. Anyone
They
that was,
did a decent job, but
they moved the ball for about 1,000 yards. Didn't win, unfortunately, but
no, but against a very good team too. So,
knee down.
Oh, knee down. Unfortunately, no return, but still, it ain't over till it's over.
That's it. So, I mean, you're going to be thinking quick touchdown here,
Very quick.
and then onside,
Yeah.
and then
And
There's-
then
there's
another
no-
very quick touchdown. And then a series of quick touchdowns, followed by onside
Right.
kicks. Yeah, that could work.
there's still hope. I've seen it happen.
That could work. I don't know if it's on their sheet, but it might work, the play sheet.
I've seen it happen. But you got to think they're going to pass here.
Well, it has happened in high school. There was that bizarre game where their team came back and
scored 3 touchdowns in
scored.
2 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah, watched 140 hours of
It was one of
film.
those wide runs again.
Yeah, wide run, and unfortunately not much gain there.
Yeah, this time they read it well, Sydney Uni.
They did a great job. That's a big man right there. Oh, he's okay. It's a screen.
Yeah, wide run.
Yeah, wide run.
We call him, yeah. I think Liam Irby made the play on that one, just playing outside linebacker and read the screen.
Read it well.
Beat the block.
Read it well. So, don't forget, Super Bowl. So who's going to win the Super Bowl? That could be a question we could ask.
Dolphins.
Of course. Hey, stranger things have happened.
I'm fairly certain the Dolphins won't win. I think Green Bay look like the form team at the moment.
How good is Aaron Rodgers? I mean,
Dave,
that's a good job here
very
by
good run.
David Ward. I mean, he's not known to be a scrambling quarterback. That's a very
He's
good
definitely
job.
known for his arm, but very good job there. Getting to the sticks.
Keeping the dream alive. Did he get out of bounds to stop the clock?
I believe
Well,
so.
they got to stop it anyway. For
Yeah, well, they
first
made
down.
the change.
Or
Very
they-
good job.
Or they could forget, of course. and
So,
let it
I mean,
run.
I think Rodgers is probably the form quarterback of the
He
competition
is.
going around
He's-
at the moment.
He's something else, that guy.
Their defense seems to be able to get to the quarterback pretty well.
Yep. And it's the old argument that's been going on every week about Brady and about Rodgers and about all the other quarterbacks.
He just
Really,
seems to-
any of them would be okay, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't think you'd say no to. Well, I wouldn't say no to RG3.
Johnny Football, I reckon,
Get him out.
not so much him,
No.
but the others. Sorry, we've strayed from the game here.
Yes.
So it's 43-14 to the Lions over the Pirates, and Pirates are starting to work their way back into this. But while we do have a break in the play, which has now come to an end, we'll get back to it.
Very short break in the play. We're looking at 2nd and 5 here. There's a quick handoff before. You got to.
Once
Pirates
again, that
have- Pirates
inside
have
run
gone
play.
back to
I
the-
like that play. That's a good play. That's
Pirates
been
have gone
working
back to
for
the
them all
run.
day.
That's enough for a first down. Keeps the clock. Well, keeps the
that's-
ball moving.
Keeps the ball moving, and unfortunately, probably not the clock though. I mean,
That's one of the advantages of passing. Yeah, obviously, if it's an incomplete pass, it helps stop the clock. So that's probably something that
although it'll depend on what rules we run at the moment.
for
Sorry?
continuous clock or who knows, referees. That's
Yeah,
why
it
we bring them in
changes
from
week to week.
Canberra because
So we got local rules
don't know
too,
what's
so
going on.
we've got to keep them.
it's like a 2-shot rule, right?
Yeah,
If you sink the white,
that's a great play there by the defensive lineman, number 95. Although
Just-
his number's coming off, so he can't get MVP.
number
Did you
90
see that?
something.
His number's
Yeah,
coming
he's
off.
got no chance.
But 95, great effort there, defeating the block, fighting through
Yeah,
it.
that was just a straight up one-on-one where he beat the
It
guy in
was.
front of him.
Beat him cold.
We don't have 95 on our list, so apologies to his family.
Yep, sorry,
Holding
95's mum.
on the offense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play. 2nd down.
Okay,
There
so it was
second
holding on the offense, even though he still got the quarterback.
Although, can we tell he's 95 there?
He's 90.
90, yeah.
Yep. But it was a good play. I mean, for their defense, that's the play they wanted right there. Was a sack. So the sun's starting to set a little bit here, which means the lights are on. And
Does that counter tray? It's worked so well for him.
Trey's working well, yes. Good job there, number 40, the ball carrier, finding some space. Ryan Colonel, is it? Or Coronel? Great job there, good running.
He's done a
following his
very good job.
blockers.
And that, there it is again.
It might be a little
counter
too
tray.
late for that, though, eh?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. At this point of the game, you've got to take a couple of shots at the end zone to give yourself a
got to
chance.
get back into the game, but
They are doing a good job running that counter tray.
they are. And I guess you do what works.
There it is again, just coming this time.
Oh, that's good work. There we go again. That's the big fella, Bernard,
Very good running.
carrying the ball, following his
He's had a good
blockers.
game.
He has had a good game on a losing side so far. I mean, he could be an MVP contention, but, it always comes back to who's winning. And
And a quarterback will win it because the quarterback always does.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, you can vote on our viewers poll right now. Why don't you put it on?
Log on to Gridiron New South Wales Facebook.
YouTube, isn't it?
On YouTube. Get into the comments.
Make a comment there. Say something nice about the commentators.
That went up in the air.
Wow. That was some heavy pressure there. That Ward was under 45 for Sydney University there. We've got to give him a mention.
Do we have
great
him on our
pressure?
list? Yes, we do. Steve Dabin.
Steve Davin, great job there providing pressure. 2 minutes.
There's
There's 2 minutes left in the Waratah Bowl XXXI.
So I think unlike the 2 minutes leading into the half, this one will probably run a little quicker than you said. Sometimes it goes for 30 minutes.
Hour and a half. Yeah. No, I think it could be down to even 90 minutes this time. But
it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Inside 2 minutes, I think Pirates have to go end zone.
Well, we're not really playing for a field goal, are we?
That was a good job again by 90.
That's a good job. But
by
the
90
Pirates aren't
making
stopping
the
the clock
tackle.
or anything. They're letting the clock run.
Somebody's got to fix his jersey. We can't call his name properly when we can't see what number he is.
Yeah. It's the game's winding down. It's looking to be a pretty tall ask of the Pirates here.
It is. I mean, look, I think they played well. I think one or two, plays either side. I think a couple of really good catches, even though he was covered well by Osley, I think might have turned the game.
Yeah.
And that last drive, inside 2 minutes left to go in the second half. I think Pirates probably just need to hold out there so they only went in down by a score or two as opposed to the, I think, 18 points or whatever it was.
Like I was saying, if you're watching Bar TV Sports, please log on to YouTube.
Well, they're probably...
Well, give them a vote, give them a thumbs up.
They might not be logged in, but...
Oh, whatever. I mean,
you can't
get onto YouTube
anymore. Yeah,
and say something nice about the commentators.
Oh, of course.
and about the super job that the coverage has been today.
Tell them they need to get paid more.
Yeah. I want to get double what I got today. So
we'll talk to our agents. And look, we're happy to come down if you got a darts tournament or something.
118. All right. Great play there.
Yeah, very good job by that.
Great play there. By,
number 4, I believe it was. He's been doing good things all day, knocking balls out of hands.
He's back. Yeah, number 4 there for Sydney University Lions. And his name is Kevin Trin.
Kevin Trin. Very good job. He's played good all game, actually.
He has. He's played well.
There's Dave. I think
David
played well. Valiant in a,
I wonder,
in a losing effort
how
today.
many more years David's got. I mean, he's been a great player here in New South Wales and Australia. And
maybe we can start a Brett Favre controversy.
Oh.
Is he going to come back? Maybe he can
come back, yeah.
Go to another team.
But I hope the Pirates don't feel too down about their effort. I mean, just to get to the championship is quite an achievement, and I hope that they look back at the great things they did this year and celebrate those. So that's the end, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the game. The Lions have won the game. Sydney University Lions have defeated the West Sydney Pirates by 43 points to 14. It was a convincing win, but like I say, I really hope the Pirates don't feel. Obviously, when you lose, you don't feel good, especially in a big game like the championship game.
Well, I don't think I think the score probably reflects, more poorly on their performance and how they actually played. I think they were definitely in this probably right up until the third quarter where a game just slipped away a bit from them.
It did. But I hope that they, celebrate the great things that they did this year, as should the league.
They
New
beat
South
Uni.
Wales. Yeah, absolutely. They beat Sydney Uni early in the year, didn't they?
And Sydney Uni hadn't lost a game in 10 years, so they're definitely some positives for them to look back on.
Definitely on the improve, And the other thing to remember about Sydney University is they know how to play these big games.
Yeah,
when you're in these big games, it helps you prepare for them and helps you do a better job of it next time round. And if things get a bit tough, that by maintaining your belief, you'll still be right and still be in the game. So, congratulations to Sydney Uni, and I guess on the New South Wales League they will announce the MVP. I don't think we'll have.
We've definitely had some comments on the page. Most people saying that Alex Watson's probably a shoe-in to win it.
I think so. I think that'd be. I might just ask this official.
Have a chat to the official.
Excuse me, sir. I'm just talking to an official here right now. Thanks, sir, for coming along and doing the game. Where are you from?
The ACT.
From the ACT. So how did you think of the standard of football here today?
Oh, it was actually quite fast and well played.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Sean Willis.
Sean Willis, thank you very much for coming to New South Wales, and you did a great job, actually. Everyone was saying what a great job. We've got a lot of feedback there through on what a good job you've done, guys. So if you could pass that on to the other officials, that'd be awesome. Thank you. All right, so they don't very often get a rap, officials. They normally just get told about what they did bad. But they did a good job today, I think, almost transparent. So from my co-commentator.
Yeah, thank you for letting me step in and
hey, no worries. Thank you to
be a part of the magic.
To the guys that
the guys at Bar TV, fantastic job.
Everyone have a great Christmas, if that's what you wish.
Log on to the Facebook page and check out Gridiron if you can to play in Australia.
Check out New South Wales Gridiron and get involved. It's a great game.